Welcome in, quick hitters. Weary Wednesday. Goodymo short crew. Well, we got two running backs and found some homes. Got Dalvin Cook joining the Jets. We got Ezekiel Elliott joining the Patriots. That situation there kind of, I ain't gonna say it shocked me, but I remember when Ezekiel Elliott played for the Cowboys. Wasn't too long ago, was it? Was it too long ago? Man, didn't you think this guy was a franchise running back? When he went to the Cowboys, when they drafted him, didn't you believe that this was their running back for the future? Since running backs are not lasting that long and they being devalued, you don't think any running back's gonna last 10 years in the league. But Ezekiel Elliott, it just seemed like a household name. You just thought this guy would be a Hall of Famer when his career ends. Man, how things have changed so quickly. Ezekiel Elliott is on 1-year deal with the Patriots now. Maybe you can credit that to Pollard, the backup running back for Dallas. He outshined him in the last few years, getting more carries, being more explosive. Ezekiel Elliott not being available, having a few injuries. But his carries just got lesser and lesser, it seems like, every year he came in for Dallas. And Pollard got the bulk of those carries. But I tell you what, it's a wake-up call for Ezekiel Elliott, because I don't think he thought that he would be in this position waiting for teams to see who's going to give him a call to join their football team. Didn't get any calls because he thought he could make a little more money. But to me, the Patriots are not a bad location for Ezekiel Elliott. Yeah, I know it's a downgrade. It seemed like a demotion. You're supposed to have this big contract. Still with the Dallas Cowboys, still running and doing your thing over there. But like I said, things change so quickly because, man, you would thought he just seems like he fitted with Dallas. He's more of a glider, coaster running back, but he will end in power. He's more of a situational back when you need short yardage. He's not that back that's going to take it to the house on a carry like Pollard did. Pollard was a home run kind of back. He can take it 75, 80 yards at any given time. That's how hard and elusive he was when he was running. But Ezekiel Elliott, at this point now, he's not even an old back. What Ezekiel Elliott, 27 years old, something like that? So he's not even an old back, but it seems like he is slowing down. Maybe he took too many hits. In the beginning, he took a whole lot of carries. He just don't seem like the same running back of old. He's just got a lot of wear and tear on him. But I think the situation for him going to the Patriots is a good one because it's going to be situational football. They're not going to hand him the ball 30 times a game. They always play by committee, so he don't have to worry about trying to carry the offense. But I tell you one thing, this might be his last stop. Ezekiel Elliott, if I was you, just put your head down and just do whatever they ask you to do. I wouldn't do any kind of pouting over there. This could be your last stop before you actually out of the football league at 27 years old. So I would come in there, whatever Belichick wants me to do, situational football, go in there and do that. No talking, no bickering, just do your job, and I think you can have a successful season over there in New England. As far as Dalvin Cook, man, Aaron Rodgers ought to be licking his chops. This is the reason why he took his pay cut. Bringing a guy in like Dalvin Cook is just going to help him out even more. Aaron Rodgers up in age, having a more balanced offense. Yeah, he could sling it around and still win ball games, but knowing that you can hand it off to this guy, swing it out to him out in the flats to help you out a little bit, bring more balance to that offense, gonna help you a lot more. Might even keep you around a few more years because I know you want to play at least 2 over there with the Jets and try to get deep in the playoffs and try to end it with a Super Bowl, which would be a hell of a story. But yeah, these two running backs, if you was to ask and say who's gonna have the most successful season, obviously you would say Dalvin Cook because he's gonna get the carries. Now Ezekiel Elliott, he's going to be situational. He's not going to have that pound game. So I don't think his numbers is going to shoot off at you, but I think he have a successful year. Like I say, just running the football, getting out in the flats. He still can catch the ball and run. Hold on to the ball. Do not fumble it. And I think he'll have a successful season. But we're going to pull this up. This Zeke stats coming from 2016. And it's just going to show you how he declined over the years. I mean, he had some massive years, especially in 2016, as you see here. 1631 on his rushing yards in 2016. with 322 carries. Then you come down here in 2017, he had 242 carries for 983 yards. You see the big decline there in the following year. Then he gets 304 carries for 1434, which is a hell of a lot better than the previous year in 2017. Then you come down here in 2019, he had 301 carries for 1357, which is still good. He's still on the map. Then you start to go into 2020, he had 244 carries for 979 yards. Then we go down to 2021. 237 carries for 1,002 yards. So he tried to get back up there a little bit. Then a massive drop-off came into last year. 231 carries for 876 yards. But look at the big number here. He had 12 touchdowns, meaning this guy was mostly used in short yardage situations and mostly on that goal line, because he can go get you 2 to 5 yards whenever needed on third down, and he knows how to sniff out that goal line when you're right there for a touchdown. So Ezekiel Elliott is still serviceable, but what you see from this stat sheet, it just seems like it's been inconsistent. He was all over the place each year, and some carries was more than the other, but I think you can factor in him being injured at one particular time, and you can credit that to Pollard as well. Pollard took a lot of his carries once they realized Zeke is not running that hard. Zeke is staying hurt. Pollard came in and he relished his opportunity. Every time he touched the ball, he's trying to take it to the house, trying to make a home run. So he was a scat back. He can run with a little power, but he had speed on top of it. He just made Ezekiel Elliott expendable. Now they got this new little young running back in Dallas, number 42, forgot his name, but he's looking good. He possibly could be a star. Wants a little more grooming, him get some carries this year. Yeah, man, I think Ezekiel Elliott, like I say, New England's not a bad spot for him. New England's known for dusting off old players and rejuvenating them. So I think Ezekiel Elliott is another guy that they just plugged in and trying to bring some life into. And like I say, he going there with the right attitude and just does what his coaches say and just play football. It could be a successful year for him, and hopefully getting another contract, if not with New England, with somebody else. Let's take a look at Dalvin Cook, because it's almost night and day with Dalvin Cook and Ezekiel Elliott. Let's look at Dalvin Cook from 2017. 74 carries for 354 yards. Then in 2018, you come down, he's got 615. Then you start to get into the 1,000-yard seasons right here in 2019 with 1135. Then 2020, he comes down, he had 1557. Then in 2021, he comes down, he's got 1159. Then in 2022, he comes down, has 1173. So you can see how he gradually increased as the years went along. But we don't have to look at Dalvin Cook. We know his makeup. We know he's going to go there. He's just going to shine with the Jets. I think he's going to have a hell of a year over there. That's something that the Jets needed. You got Aaron Rodgers there. Now you got a good running game. You got wide receivers. So they're looking for big things coming from the Jets. And I expect the same thing out of them. If I was to say who's going to have a better season, Dalvin Cook or Ezekiel Elliott, New England's never been a run-heavy team. They like to spread the ball around a little bit, then sneak the run every once in a while. I think Ezekiel Elliott might have more catches than carries for this ball club. Ezekiel Elliott is not about quantity, it's about quality. So if he can just put his head down and do his job, it could be a successful season for him. So I wanted to check out a video real quick from their head coach, the Jets head coach, Robert Saleh, or Saleh, however you want to call it. His training camp press conference. Let's check out and see what he got to say. We won't listen to the whole video, but it's about Dalvin Cook joining the team.
Robert, can you just walk us through that? What ultimately led to pulling the trigger on Dalvin?
Like I said, I think it was more, from their camp, just trying to cross their T's, dot their I's, and go through their process and making the best decision for their family as possible. Obviously, very excited to add a really, really good football player to this team, and he adds another dynamic to this group that I think anybody would be excited about.
Robert, he obviously has some off-the-field stuff that he's been dealing with. How much, obviously you guys are vetting that stuff. What made you comfortable with dealing with that?
For him, I'm not going to go into the detail. Obviously, the conversations we had and the depth at which we researched everything, I think we all came to agreement that we were very comfortable with the person and his situation.
Quick on ABT, when did he get hurt? I think he did WFAN this morning, so is this at practice?
Yeah, no, it was, he's been dealing with it for a while, and so it's just a matter of him we're just trying to help him kind of just take a break to see if we can get his ailment under control.
With Dalvin, what's his timeline in terms of?
One thing about Robert, he's not a good soundbite guy. He just up there seems like a boring press conference. He don't really give you nothing juicy. But, you know, everybody's different.
Arrival, being able to practice, and what do you see his role as being?
I don't have that answer for you yet, Rich. I know it's going to be at least a week. So I know he's having the baby, which we're all excited for him on, but it's just a matter of getting on the phone with him today and getting him in here and just having those conversations to see where he's at.
You know he's a dynamic player. What's he going to do for this team?
There's a lot, man. When you kind of, as a coach, as a defensive coach, I'll just sit there and just say, God, you got Brees and Michael and him, and you got two of those guys in the backfield, and it's, you know, you just got, there's a lot of different things that you can do to create a bunch of headaches for defensive coaches, and then, you know,
a lot
he's
of
not a
weapons is
quarterback
always
either.
good.
You can turn around, hand him the ball, and he can run downhill, and he's done it for a long time, and so it's just
Best thing they can do is just get a ball to Aaron
like our
Rodgers,
D-line. Can never
let
have
him
enough,
call
you know,
the
and just let him
plays out
rotate
there,
and be
and
fresh
just get out of the way.
Get downhill and wear people out.
Robert, what did it mean to get Brees back out there, and what's like the ramp up going to look like for him?
So we're going to take our time with him, like I've said from the beginning. If you ask him, he's ready to go now, and he's chomping at the bit, wants to get in there with his teammates. But to have him back out there and
There's almost no quarterback in the league like Aaron Rodgers who knows how to manage a game, call the right play in the right situations, diagnose a defense, and just know how to make and call the right play. He has the playbook. I would just let him go out there and run it. I mean, makes his job easy. All he got to do out there is clock manage, keep an eye on the ball, game for the penalties, and situational football. That's all you have to worry about. Let Aaron Rodgers do what he does.
pads, and man, he looks freaking good. Just his size, kind of like Jermaine Johnson, just the way they've kind of morphed their bodies, and he looks explosive, he looks powerful, and so we'll get him in, we'll ease him in, but right now it's just acclimation.
Robert, you guys all know obviously it's a business, everybody here does, but you bring a guy like Dalvin in, you got a pretty full running back group right now. Is that something where you or the position coach discuss potential roles and whatnot when you bring a guy like that in with these guys?
Yes, nothing we've done isn't without a plan. Even when we talked to Dalvin when he was here, just mapping out our vision of how this running back room would look, talking with Joe and his staff and what our vision would be for Dalvin and Brees and Michael and Bam and Izzy, and just how that thing maps out, Crockett and Dye, and just how that room's going to shake out. So we have a plan in place. I think expressing that plan to the players was very, very important to make sure that everybody was on board, and just always being transparent. So always be transparent with the players, transparent with everybody.
I really like to know what went to Dalvin Cook's decision, because he chose the Jets pretty much over the Bills. So I don't know if he think the Jets have a more opportunity of going to win the Super Bowl than the Bills. Maybe so, but I think the main factor was Aaron Rodgers than Josh Allen. With Josh Allen, is no chopped liver. We know what he has to do for us to extend himself in the playoffs, and it's a big year for Josh Allen. But look like he trusted Aaron Rodgers in this situation more than anything, and they're having a lot of fun over there. So Dalvin Cook took a while, but he finally made his decision. He wanted to be a Jets, Jets.
Everybody, and I think everyone was pretty comfortable with it, and we're rolling. So.
Joe, after Cook's.
Well, that's enough of that. Robert really don't give you any good sound bites. He's kind of just basic answering the questions. Not too much enthusiasm. He's not a comic, that's for sure, like the other head coaches. But yeah, Dalvin Cook with the Jets. And this is week 2 we running into. More football. Actually got the Eagles tomorrow. Be the first game. We on the losing end of preseason, so it's time to go and get that tied up. We want to go ahead and try to win. I know it ain't about wins and losses in the preseason, but you don't want to lose them all either. You want to go into the regular season with some kind of rhythm. So I expect them to tie up their record going into tomorrow. But yeah, week 2, we on Weary Wednesday. We enjoying it. Hope y'all enjoying it. Football is round the corner for regular season, and we just can't wait to get some real action, some meaningful games that actually matter. Enjoy y'all Weary Wednesday. This G.S.Q.H. Goodymo Sports Quick Hits, and we'll catch you on the back end. We out of here. Peace.